Morning Tottenham fans, how good does it make me feel that I can do a video talking about a win? Now don't get me wrong, the opposition were very, very weak, and if we didn't win this game, I'd be very, very disheartened by what's going to happen on this Thursday. But a very, very comfortable win in the end. It could have been a lot more if we put away our chances. So today in the video I want to talk about a couple of key players. I want to talk a little bit about the game. So I want to talk about Brennan Johnson and why I don't understand so much hate for him. I want to talk about Bergvall and how we can start thinking about building our team around him. He's that good. And what my thoughts of the game were, and also should Tell have taken that penalty. So let me start today by talking about Brennan Johnson. Now, this guy gets so much stick. I've never known somebody to score so many goals and get so much stick. This guy is a clinical finisher. And for all you people out there that say that he's just a tap-in merchant, yesterday, 2 of his goals, again, were not tap-ins. It was a great flick from Maddison. Well, the first goal, actually, was a good cross from Jed Spence. Johnson got in front of his man, left-footed, great placed finish into the top corner from the penalty spot area. Not a tap-in, it was a great finish on his weaker foot. I'm telling you now, Brennan Johnson is 2-footed. He can score good goals with both feet. And I've watched all of his goals back and he uses both feet just as good. And his second goal was a flick on from James Maddison. He managed to capitalise, he managed to gamble, get in between the defenders, and outside of the football, slotted it past the goalkeeper. Another clinical finish. I'm telling you now, Brennan Johnson is deadly finisher in our team. He's the deadliest finisher we've got in our side at the moment. So I'm not understanding the hate. So if you say things like Brennan Johnson's a tap-in merchant, right, out of his 16 goals he scored this season, only 4 of them were tap-ins. 16 goals he scored this season. He's also got 3 assists. He's got 19 goal contributions. And if you don't think Brennan Johnson's improving, he only scored 5 goals last season. He's now on 16. He's over trebled it now. So improvement from Johnson. He's still a young player. He's still got time to improve even more. Even other aspects of his game today. I know, again, you're going to keep screaming at your TVs or your mobile phones and you're going to keep screaming at me, yes, but it was only Southampton. No. He scored against Manchester City, Aston Villa, Man United. He scored against a lot of teams this season. It's not just Southampton. Other aspects of his game today seem to have improved. His work rate was twice as much as he normally does. His running back, his winning the ball back, his pressing was much better. His running at players was much better. And when I look back at the Thursday game when he came on as sub against Chelsea, he took on his man, got round his man, used his pace and whipped in a brilliant ball to Sonny, and Sonny almost scored. Johnson is improving. Johnson is still a young player. I just don't understand the stick he's getting. He's an assassin in that box. If that ball goes in there, he's always in the right place at the right time. He's a deadly finisher. What more do you want from a forward player? 16 goals this season. You know, when we had Lucas Moura, and Moura was a very skillful player, and he'll always be a legend for what he did in the semi-final of the Champions League. But the biggest complaint of Moura was he didn't get enough numbers. Now we've got a guy that's getting the numbers. There's a lot of numbers he's getting this. There's still a minimum of 10 games to go. Johnson could still add to these 19 goal contributions and these 16 goals. So, you know, I don't understand the hate for him. Let's get behind him and maybe he can get 20 plus goals this season. And that would be a massive achievement in my opinion. You know, especially for the season we've had. 16 goals this season and I think we're 13th in the league now. So, come on, it's been a very hard season with all the injuries and no cohesion throughout the team, and you know, and he's still got 16 goals. He needs to be, you know, praised for this, not told that he's not good enough. I just don't understand it. Anyway, the next person I want to talk about is Bergvall. Again, another great performance from him in midfield. He's just everywhere. He has got all the attributes. Obviously, he's not the finished article yet. He's 19 years old. But he's just got all the attributes of the perfect midfielder. His engine he's never stops running. He's strong in the tackle. He's good on the ball. He's got an eye for a through pass, and he can score goals. He's starting to add that. Unlucky today against Southampton because his goal was disallowed. Good finish, good reactionary finish from a free kick from Sonny, but unlucky that it was disallowed. I think it's like a millimetre offside or something. But he's getting forward for goals now. If he can improve his assists and goals on top of his work rate, his skill, his passing ability, we will end up building our team around him because he's got everything you need for a midfielder. If we can add a couple more quality midfielders with engines like he's got, like Sarr, I think is going to be. A lot of people don't agree with me on this, but I still think Sarr is going to be a fantastic midfielder for us. Once he's gets a run of games and starts playing again, you watch Sarr, he's going to be a good player too. Our midfield will start eventually becoming our strongest part of our team because I feel at the moment our midfield has been got at a lot this season. But Bergvall, from the beginning of this season to now, has really come on leaps and bounds. He really has. He's come on from, he was meant to be a bit part player. Now he's like our best midfielder, in my opinion. So he has come on. He has adapted to the Premier League a lot faster than I thought. And can you imagine if he's adapted that fast in one season, how good he's going to be by the time he's 23, 24 years old, if he's still learning? He's going to be a very, very good midfielder. So thoughts on the game. The first half, we absolutely dominated the whole half. It was relentless attacking. It was, chance after chance. If we put away our chances and if that goal wasn't a millimetre offside, it would have been 3-0 by half-time. It could have been 5. It was not far different from that first game we played Southampton when we beat them 5-0 at half-time. It could have been the same again. Second half, Spurs obviously were not pushing and pressing as much as they were in the first half. I think we had Thursday in mind. I don't think Ange's going to admit that, but I think Spurs naturally eased off because the game was won. We just had to make sure we just kept a clean sheet, which we didn't do. It was a sloppy goal to let in. I was very frustrated because this is a game you really want to keep a clean sheet in, but a sloppy goal to let in. But all in all, even in the second half, we sat back and just countered, and we could have scored 3 or 4 in the second half as well. It was nerve-wracking towards the end because nobody wanted Southampton to equalise, and how bad would that have looked all over the media tomorrow if Spurs drop points against Southampton at home, the worst team the Premier League has ever seen. So Spurs dominated it, as you expect. We played very, very good football. Yes, the opposition was not very good at all, but there were signs there of players getting more match fit. Romero looked a lot better today, a lot more match fit. He looked very good against Chelsea, to be honest. Solanke has done a lot of running today. He's still a bit clumsy today. He needs to improve on his first touch and strike. He needs to be getting it out of his feet a bit quicker, but that'll come with more game time. Then, Johnson, he's just deadly. I've already gone over what Johnson's doing. Sonny looks a bit sharper today. Maddison was good. So hopefully we bring all this confidence into the Frankfurt game, which is going to be 10 times harder than what we had today. But I'm sure this win is going to go far to helping us get that victory on Thursday. Now let's talk a little bit about the penalty. There's a penalty in the last minute. Johnson's still on the pitch, and he was obviously on a hat-trick. He scored 2 goals today. He's the one that won the penalty as well. So if it weren't for Johnson today, we might not have even won. Johnson was involved in everything. By the way, Johnson's my man of the match as well. And Johnson won the penalty, got round the player, and the player took him out. And then Tell stepped up for the penalty, which for me, if that was pre-planned, if there's a penalty, you're taking it, then fine, that's okay. But a little part of me thought, why didn't you just give it to Brennan? Because, he's on a hat-trick. He just won the penalty as well. If he wasn't confident to take it, then fair enough. But let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think Johnson should have took that penalty and shouldn't he have? Let me know your thoughts on the game. Thank you for watching. It's a happy video for once, and come on, you Spurs.